15 seconds.
Yeah, we got 15 seconds. No, we're good.
I got that on live too.
No!
Say hi.
Shame on you. Oh,
The Tongie Uncut.
Oh, dear God. And we are ready. Welcome to the show that's founded on Kingdom Principles, a show to help you move from where you are to where you want to be. And of course, in the studio, we got our guests, co-hosts, Niles and KJ.
Hey, how you doing? Happy Monday.
You know, I have been waiting all day for this. I kid you not. I went to bed early last evening, had some neck trouble, but other than that, I've been praying and thinking and meditating about today. And it's such a beautiful day to be alive, no matter what. And in that, I thought, okay, let's talk about the principle of giving and the importance of giving. So, I wrote a couple of notes because someone across from me will get on to me if I'm not on time, on point. So, I know, right? So here goes. According to our Constitution, the Bible, we follow a law of giving. If you give to others, you will be given in full amount in return. It will be packed down, shaken together, and poured into your lap. All right? And the way you treat others will be the way that you will be treated. So I'm thinking, okay, all right, I get it. So giving appears 29 times in the Constitution, but the word, the act of giving, 29 times. The word appears 880 times. That blew my mind. So I'm thinking, okay, if it's appearing 880 times, then it must be important to give, right? It's gotta be. So here are a couple of things that I want you to remember in your giving. It's a law. God commanded it. He created a law for it. That's first and foremost. 2, in order to get something, you have to give. Now, today I purpose to give smiles. So I'm expecting smiles. It's just that simple. 3, okay. It benefits the benefactor when you give. Who cares if they don't give it back to you? You just keep the continuum going of giving. And that leads me or segues into the 4th reason or importance of giving, because it just keeps on going. Once you give something, it just keeps going. And then the 5th reason or importance of giving is when you're living by a certain type of creed, okay, it becomes your way of life. You'll find yourself wanting to give on every occasion. And if you're like me, I find myself sometimes just praying, God, would you please open that door so that I may be able to give? And it's just a way of life. So those are my 5 reasons for giving, okay, the importance of giving, and to just kind of make you think about giving a little bit more, even if it's of yourself.
Are you passing the floor? She just looked at me like, can you say something? So you want me to speak now?
I want you to honestly think about that purpose, and kind of purpose it in your heart of giving.
I mean, I like giving's really essential when it comes in all areas of life.
Yeah, and giving from the right place, not giving because you expect to receive because of it.
That's selfish giving.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
giving,
Is that even giving? I mean, because that has to do with like self-investment. Transactional. Transactional.
Yeah, sort of like a habit, huh?
Exactly.
Reading
your heart
Bible,
has to be in the right place.
That's it.
When it comes to a lot of our actions, it all depends on the heart.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I like that.
Heart posture is essential. I know my mom has been teaching me this since I was younger. It's like, okay, so you can give your tithe to God, but if you have reluctancy in your heart, you might as well not give it.
That's true. It's not coming from a truthful or authentic place.
Absolutely.
It's supposed to be given with love.
Oh,
exactly.
Absolutely.
Period.
And not because someone has kind of forced you to give, and again, I don't want to lose any of our listeners, but think about when you're in church, the only scripture that's ever browbeaten into your psyche is Malachi 3:8. For would a man rob God? What? How you ask? How did I rob him? Because you didn't give your tithes and your offerings. That's the only thing that they throw at us.
You're giving in the sense of fear instead of respect.
That's it.
That's supposed to be respectful.
Yeah, it's
like,
love.
It's love.
Yeah, man, you give from love, right?
Yes.
And love has many layers.
Come on.
That's true.
And love
love
can be physical love. It can be emotional, mental.
That's true.
But there's no fear in love. I mean, last time you looked in the Bible, what this says? Love is patient.
Love is kind. Long suffering.
It doesn't envy. It doesn't boast.
That's right.
It doesn't say love is fear.
Corinthians. Yep.
There's that Bible school.
I know, right?
That has to do with going to Catholic school for a few years and then
God,
beating it into your head.
No way.
Yeah, the catechism and also the Bible. We study from both. Although I'm not Catholic, but like education was crazy.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that's Corinthians, guys. Look it up. We say it all the time, but let's know where it comes from. Origin.
Or just be the word, man. How about that?
Be the word.
Just
live it out.
Be it.
That's
it.
true.
Walk it out.
That's it.
Walk out love. Walk out giving.
Oh, come on.
It's essential. It's essential.
That makes so much. Just
I know,
one
right?
word,
I know, right?
You just pack everything in there.
Absolutely. It's the truth, though. Thank you.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right.
No, but how do we walk that out? Let's give our listeners a step by step.
Well,
how to walk it out.
As I mentioned, I think first it's internal. Like it needs to start like with your heart and making sure that you're in the right place. Like you said, heart posture. Hot posture.
And then when you're internalizing, and I'm just going to piggyback off of what you're saying, you have to truly make up your mind. Because you can internalize or compartmentalize a lot of things, but until you truly make up your mind, you're not going to do it. Yeah, with convictions. Let your conscience be your guide. Exactly. Paul said that. Yeah, so when you're internalizing, when you're purposefully saying, okay, I'm going to do this, then you're going to put plan to action.
But don't make it seem like a slave work mentality.
Right.
Because I've had this happen to me. This is my part where it's kind of just like, I have to do it, and my conscience is kind of just overloading me. So I'm like, I have to do it. If I don't, then this will happen. Right. And so then you start internalizing mentally. So at least talk it out with somebody. Talk it out with somebody. Okay. So you're not all in your head about it.
Yeah. But doesn't it feel good? I remember once, right? And this is when I was having an abundance of money. I would see people at the grocery store, and I never, because I being a single mom at one time with 3 babies, I never wanted anyone to experience not having. So I would see someone ahead of me, and they didn't have enough money, to get what they wanted or needed. And I remember kind of telling and I still do this today, I'll tell the cash attendant, or what do you call him, The clerk, store clerk, okay.
Or the associate.
Okay, the associate.
Yeah.
Give a professional man.
Don't charge him for that. I got it. And it wasn't because I was trying to say, hey, look at me, what I'm doing. It was because I know what it feels like. You see? I know what that feels like. And that was a vow I made, not only to him, but to me. When I get to a place in my life that I can give like that, that is what I want to do. And I don't have to get on the social media and say, hey, look at me, I gave.
Interesting.
Oh, man,
like, is that coming from a pure place? Because a lot of people do that.
You know,
it's like, hey, look at me, I'm doing this great deed. Where's your heart?
But here's the thing. What if they were doing it to just start a movement? You know what I mean?
Sure.
It goes back to that judgment. You remember when you said next week you're going to talk about judgment? Yeah, but it just kind of makes you think. I said that. But it just makes you think that.
But then I have a question though. What about those people who give, but they document the whole thing? Are they giving? Are they doing it for selfish reasons, or are they doing it to promote?
Or it could be a mixture.
It could be a mixture.
You know.
Yeah.
So like when it is a mixture, then what happens?
I choose not to celebrate with other people what I do. I believe that if this hand has given, then this hand needs to just shut up and not say anything. You know, and if it's of something that is really, really kind of substantial. Because I'm not the head of my marriage, my husband is, and he follows God's law, you know, of loving his wife like Christ loves the church. I follow the law of being submissive. Then I'll ask him, do you mind if I? And that's between us and him, you know. So just to go out and say, hey, I did this and did that, no, that's nobody's business. It really is not. You can tell it, but I won't.
For sure. And you know what's interesting? We did ask a question walking us through the process, like how does it happen, how do you do it? Based on your experiences and going through struggle, I think it can create compassion and empathy. I think you have to have empathy in order to give.
I get that 100%.
So what's empathy? To just kind of, you know, because you hear the word, but what is empathy?
You just feel with the other person.
That's it.
I don't know what it's like to go through exactly what you go through, but I understand that emotion.
Yeah, and you understand the human condition as well.
Yes. So it's kind of just like, if you, I'm talking about me. If I didn't really, I came from a place where I wasn't really sure about who I was, and it got me into a really deep depression. Wow. So I'm able to pick that emotion out in people. So I'm like, oh, let me just give this guy, let me just acknowledge this guy.
Oh, wow.
So I understand that emotion. Okay. And you could understand the emotion of what it's like to be homeless.
Absolutely. And
Niles has a eye for the certain type of emotion that he's gone through. Mm-hmm. So we all have that transactional emotion that we all can empathize with.
Yeah, and it can be the smallest things. It doesn't have to be like financial or anything tangible, like time. Like my parents always told me, especially my dad, it can be the smallest thing, like just saying hi. If you're at the store, like you said, you're dealing with an associate, sometimes, you know, just letting them know that they're still human beings, because people look at them like, hey, this is what I need, do this and that, but not many people take the time to speak to them and acknowledge them as a person.
I love it. Absolutely. Good stuff.
Meet people where they are.
Yeah.
Meet people where they are.
That's the main thing on the Dr. Tongie Show. We will meet you where you are.
Absolutely.
Because we want to make sure you're well.
Absolutely. Yeah. And if you really are doing life together, then you got to stop at some point in time and say, you know what is it that I can help you get to where you need to be? Yeah. What can I do? And I like the fact that, you know, we're three different folk, right? But we're interconnected.
That's true.
You know?
We all have our own experiences.
That's it.
But the mindset is similar.
Oh, absolutely. And you want to be around people. Come on, absolutely. Don't you want to be around people that celebrate who you are?
No.
Okay. I
think that's what makes it so comfortable as well, because like, you know, I think if you have a certain mindset, you're not going to connect with everyone. You're not
and
gonna.
see, that's the thing
exactly
that almost threw me off my
identify
post.
with everyone,
Yeah,
and it's okay. You know what I'm saying? But like, you kind of have to find your tribe. You know, and I think that's why we're just so comfortable here.
Okay.
You know? I have a question. Let's say you have your tribe.
All right.
Is it okay to have somebody with a different mindset enter your tribe?
Oh God,
yes.
That brings a different perspective.
But that's how you learn.
I welcome that.
Yeah.
Once upon a time when I was like religious, I'm talking about real religious, I was like, man, if you're not talking Jesus, I am so serious. Or if you're not
I just want to know what time is it.
I know, right? I'm like, you know, I even had people that around me back in the day when I started the business in Columbus, Mississippi, and then it moved it to Atlanta. They had the mindset that if you didn't have anyone that spoke Jesus, then we can't hire him. Do you know how many people I missed?
Yeah.
Do you know how many Muslim faith and whatever other faiths?
It puts you in a pedestal.
Oh, come on.
And how do you spread a message and evangelize like that?
Come on. You cannot.
You know?
I was a hypocrite. That was me.
It's kind of like those. I'm not trying to come down to people at all.
No.
It's kind of like those. If you don't submit yourself to God, you're going to hell.
Yeah.
I saw this picture on Instagram. There was a guy with a picket fence. Sign and saying, "Oh, if you don't go to God, you're going to hell." And there was another guy that said, "Free hugs from Satan."
Oh, wow.
Are you serious?
And people were going for the free hugs because they were meeting for where they were at.
Oh my God!
I thought that
was that's mind blowing to me. I'm so sorry.
Because the one faith that came across like, oh, we want to make sure we're based on love and compassion.
Right.
Was giving hate. And I'm not bashing Christianity at all.
No. Christianity, unfortunately, we've made it a religion, and it was never supposed to be a religion. So
I'm just going back to the root of what
he said. The kingdom.
Yeah.
He said nothing about what we're doing, and that's a whole other topic. I'm hearing love.
Hearing love.
But
and it should be about like community. Like when you have all these organized religions, what happens is you end up being separated.
But what people don't understand is we're all looking for control over our circumstances. That's what the kingdom offers us.
Yeah. I have a little exercise.
For sure.
Okay.
All right.
So, you take away your job. What are you? You take away your skin color. What are you?
Wow.
You take away your family. What are you? Your car, your clothes. You come down to the underlayer of who you are.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, we're all human.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
We all have emotions.
Yeah.
We all have dreams.
We all bleed.
We all bleed the same color, unless somebody bleeds purple.
Yeah.
That's cool.
We still love you.
We still love you. But at the end of the day, we're all human, and if we don't understand that. Then we can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
Respect.
I love that because, go ahead, please.
No, it's just, I'm listening to you guys, and you're saying meet people where they are at.
Right.
Isn't that what Jesus did?
He met them where they were.
Jesus talked to any and everyone.
Oh, God.
Yeah. And then in doing that, you can transform people's mindsets and their perspectives or whatever the movement may be. You know, but if you come to them with a closed mind and saying like it's either this or that, like that's not attractive.
You're not, no.
Like make it inviting.
No, Jesus did.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I did my children like that, and I was so unfortunate that because I was such a young mother that's what was handed down to me.
Yeah, and you continue to pass it down.
And now I'm like, I went back to each child, adult, and said, I owe you an apology. Yeah. Because I did you wrong. I did not do you a service.
You did what you knew and what you were taught.
Absolutely.
I think that's a part of the issue when it comes to rhetoric and dogma. Like religious dogma. And at that point, you're just going through the motions.
Absolutely.
But once again, is your heart in the right place? Why are you doing this? Wow. So I think that's why a lot of PKs, which is pastor kids, end up kind of straying away. Because once again, like you've been beat upside the head with this message your whole life, do this and that, and nobody wants to feel like they're in prison.
You're so conscious on your sin conscious that you forget the God conscious.
Yeah, exactly.
And we got to be careful with that.
Yeah, and sin conscious, that's why Jesus died for us.
Come on, man. But even more, and I say this and I hope I don't get in trouble, but he came to give us the kingdom.
Eternal life.
The kingdom, man. The kingdom. These laws that we talk about are laws that you can truly, truly use in your daily living and get to where you're supposed to be. Truly.
You have to understand that we're all complex. We're not simple.
No, we're not.
We're not simple-minded. There are other factors.
Right.
Because maybe my decision to pick this kind of water bottle, it's based on something I drank as a child.
That's true.
Maybe for you, it's cheaper for you because of your financial situation. Maybe for Niles, it's because it's actually water. something like
I like the color blue.
I like the color blue. Right. And so you have to understand. I mean, it goes into what we talked about last week. Don't judge people on their worst situation.
Don't, man. It's
face
a bad
value.
Day.
Do not go off of face value.
Absolutely.
Because there's so much more. And I actually had a conversation with someone about that the other day because they just met me. And they're sitting there and saying, like, oh, just be yourself. Like, do this and that. And I'm like, first off, you don't know me. Wow. You just met me. And basically, you're telling me to be myself, but it sounds like you want me to be what you want me to be. This is who I am. And I also said that I am multi-layered. If you walk around and think that people are just one way, then
One dimension,
you're misinformed. I'm like,
so
I have many different pieces to me, and just because you saw this portion doesn't mean that I can't be so much more.
Absolutely.
As actors, we have to understand that. I think our teacher Bird taught us this, like, in every situation we're different.
Yeah, exactly.
So if I'm around Miss Tongie, I act a different way. If I'm around my mom, I act a different way. Slightly, I'm still who I am.
I was going to say that. Yeah,
there was a slight adjustment.
Exactly.
No matter who we're around. The only time we are ourselves is when no one's around.
Yeah, like you said, like when you're driving home.
Well, when we don't know anybody's watching. I would say that. Because there could be a camera in the room watching you right now. As you're in your room doing whatever you do.
For sure.
And just because you don't know the camera's there, you'll be yourself. But once I tell you, there's a camera there, you tense up. You're like, what did you see? What did you see?
That's true. And yeah, that's true.
Wow.
But why is that though?
Are we uncomfortable?
Yes. Do we feel like we will be shunned? Does society not allow that? Or do we feel like we're going to be judged? Because it sounds it sounds so easy, but obviously it's not, because a lot of us struggle when it comes to identity and being comfortable in various environments. So we taught ourselves to adapt.
But I used to.
Based on the circumstances.
I'm trying to be honest, and I'm not trying to cut you off or say, that's small thinking, but I used to care. Yeah. But I don't care anymore. I told you last week, and the week before that, and the week before that, I got my dance back. I don't care anymore.
What made you stop caring? Because people always get that simple remedy. Just stop caring.
I think
naturally we care.
Man, come on. You go through enough.
The older we get, we begin to understand.
God.
Wait, they didn't really care about my shoes. They just wanted to make sure I wasn't tripping or something.
Did they buy the shoes? You know what I'm saying?
Maybe they want the shoes. Maybe they're like, those are cool. Oh wait, that color made me think of Fred, which made me think of Clifford. I used to watch Clifford when I was a kid.
I love him.
It's just like there's so many things that one object can lead to different thoughts.
So
you can't really have people's opinion.
You cannot
like that.
My thing is, what does he think about me?
That's true.
Am I on point? Because if he says that I'm 10 years behind the 8 ball and I'm supposed to have been here and I'm just right here, then I got to apologize to my daddy, because I'm the one that's going to get in trouble. I would much rather not have people to like or to comment that, and he says, well done, every day of my life, than for 1,000, 10,000, 100,000 folk to like and comment, girl, you're looking good, man, you sound good, and this man tell me you did exactly what I told you not to do.
Yeah. Success
is doing and being exactly where he would have you to do and be.
Not seeking validation.
Man, you better come on.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you're going to have to stand
here.
But come on.
They can't stand in line for you.
Oh, baby, come on. No.
Life is too short, so.
It is.
I'll be honest, like, to get where you're at, it's hard. It's challenging.
You die every day.
I was gonna say that.
I die every day.
I feel like it takes training to get there, though. When I say that's God's training,
that.
He has to put
oh
you
my
through.
God,
because it's not easy just to stop caring and cut off what people think.
It's Him.
That's the world we live in.
It's Him.
Yeah.
It's Him.
Look, if you just say one day, like, okay, I'm gonna stop caring what people think. 5 seconds later, I promise you, life is gonna be like, hey.
Oh, it will.
How are you?
Oh, absolutely.
I'm still here.
Yes, it will. Yes, it will.
And you have to be conscious of, like, okay, whatever you declare, you're gonna be tested. Maybe not today. Maybe not tomorrow. But you will be tested about what you say.
Absolutely.
Period.
And that's why I said it, because I'm bold and bad enough to say it, honestly. Because before I even leave my house, I'm sending my angels forth. I'm demanding and commanding my day. And if I get knocked down, and God, how many times have I gotten knocked down? It's not the precipice of being knocked down. It's getting back up. Man, do you know how many times I've been broke? Do you know how many times I've had repossessions and foreclosures and one bankruptcy? But I don't care, because I've learned that He won't give me what I pray for. He'll give me what I can manage.
That's true.
Man, come on.
And you can't get to the other side without adversity.
Ooh, so welcome it.
Because what have you learned if like your whole life has been smooth? How can you reach to others?
If you haven't noticed it,
empathize with others?
Come on.
There is pushback
in
everything you do.
Everything.
And I feel like we try to run from it.
We gotta
as
stop
much
it.
as we can. It's like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to deal with it. I want this over with. I want to get over it.
Absolutely.
No, every season, every age that you're gonna go through in your life, you're gonna face something.
You better believe it.
And if you don't face it, it's gonna come back again and again and again.
Yeah,
okay, why is this coming back again?
I know.
Why is it coming back again?
Yep.
Because you didn't face it when you were 12.
Wow.
So, trending topics.
That's like psychology as well. You know, like you're dealing with like Sigmund Freud and so on. A lot of the stuff stems back from childhood. But that's when you started to understand and realize the world was the world. Because prior to, like, at a certain age, you don't have the inhibitions, and you're just literally living. But I think being around adults and just other people, it starts to transform you, and you kind of take on their fears and everything. What's around you?
Absolutely.
You know, because kids, they'll jump off a building and like, you know what? I'll lay on my feet.
It seems cool.
Yeah, exactly.
So we have to be taught, right?
Exactly.
You just said that, training. Did you say it? You have to have God's training to get to the point in your life where you're like, you know what? I really don't care. I really don't care. I just don't care.
Yeah.
I really don't. Amen.
Giving is essential.
Yes.
For all the listeners out there, all the VIPs, if you have any questions, if you want to call into the show, feel free to call the Dr. Tongie Show on LA Talk Radio.
Absolutely.
DM, post about us, hashtag Dr. Tongie, let's do it together. It's an amazing show for uplifting and success based on the kingdom principles.
Exactly. Tell your friends, tell your mother, tell your
uncle,
and tell your brother.
And that goldfish.
And that goldfish too.
Yeah. Sometimes that's the only thing you have, you know, when you're by yourself, the goldfish. And you listen to your conversation and all that. So tell your goldfish.
Shout out to Franklin on my nightstand.
Yep. There we go.
You got a goldfish?
Yeah, let's go with that.
So these trending topics, man, you know what's in the news today, and I'm just gonna, I'll yield the floor. I'll yield it.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
Oh my God.
So we all know about the coronavirus. Today it's been issued as a pandemic.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
I encourage everybody to wash their hands. Keep their hands out of their
absolutely.
Face.
Absolutely.
Take a bath.
Take a bath.
Take a bath. It's not always easy.
Oh my God.
Just no cheating.
But I'm a huge basketball fan. If you guys haven't knew it already. But the NBA is having a meeting with today with all the owners about what we're gonna do about the coronavirus, how we're gonna protect the players.
Absolutely.
the NCAA just talked about this issue that no fans.
No
fans for March Madness. How are we gonna do that?
Man, get your vitamin C.
Vitamin C.
Sing the happy birthday song 2 times.
Yeah.
Be cautious when you sneeze or when you cough to do it in the bends of your elbow.
Oh man, not in your hands. I see that all the time.
Yeah.
Or like just like.
I can't stand that.
Or like they sneeze in front of them, like they just dropped.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Dropped something.
Oh my God.
Think about other people, not just yourself.
Thank you, sir.
We don't want your germs.
Be proactive. Stay safe.
Absolutely.
We're really concerned about everybody.
Absolutely.
We want everybody to feel well, strong.
Yes. Yes. Don't, whatever you do, don't lose your humanness.
That's true.
Please don't lose your ability to have empathy and compassion for people.
Yeah.
That matters.
You just don't fight people at Walmart. Oh my
gosh. You saw that too, yeah?
Saw that,
Yeah. Ouch.
Yeah.
Who do we have in the chair right next to you?
Oh my gosh.
I just felt the energy when we walked in. But today we have a very, very special guest. He's a Renaissance man. He does everything.
Yes, he
and he's
does.
going to continue to walk in his purpose.
Yeah.
And I'm going to keep on talking until he gets his headphones on.
That's right.
How you doing? So we have Dr. Jamison.
Oh wow.
How's
everybody doing? Good to be here. Good to be here.
I love that shirt.
Well,
I know, right? This man, oh my God.
He walked in and said, "Hey, I'm here."
Bringing out the flavor.
He makes you stand up.
Stand out,
and
stand
get
out.
yourself
I
together.
like to watch too, man.
Oh
He
my
just
God.
making it
I know,
all.
right?
It's
I know,
these two here, Dr. Tongie and Dr. Jamison.
man.
The doctors are in the house.
Amen.
You know,
Amen.
this gentleman, I before he starts, I just got to say that what a blessing it is to have him here. When I first met this man, my God, he tells the story, and I won't talk too much, but I will say that he has truly changed the trajectory of my life. My thinking, I'm thinking like this, and this man walks into your life, and you're like, damn, I ain't even thinking high enough. So he will, if it's in you, he'll force you to bring it out, and if it's not in you, he'll put you in a position that you will get every nugget that he has to offer. And it's truly an honor to have you here, Dr. James.
Well, she's my queen, Dr. Queen in the house over here. It's an honor to be here with everybody, and I'm so grateful to be in the midst of like-minded people. But Dr. T and I, we have so much in common. We surgery background, recuperative care background, home health background, GYN background. I mean,
he's the male me.
And she's the female me. So,
oh my God.
I'm just excited to be here. I want to give a shout out to my girl, Lady V.
Oh my God.
Birdiana Rody. It's been a pleasure being in the midst of her for the last couple of years. And I have to give her a big shout out because it's good to love a person and know that you love back, right?
That's true.
And and I'm so inspired by the people that I'm affiliated with and some of the people that I come in contact with because you know why? God gave me enough sense to smell a skunk. And then when that happens, I tend to stray away. You know what I mean? So you don't want to lose contact with good people.
That's true.
Good people. And I can remember, and she can relate to this, in my fellowship, I walked up to one of the general surgeons that I never washed my hands with a day in my life. My very first day in the operating room with this particular surgeon, I walked up to him boldly and said, you know what, I'm to be soon with Dr. Jamison.
No, you did not.
I spoke it in existence. This was like in 1989.
Wow.
I don't go back and count 1984 when I first started. I'm talking about the day I stepped into the operating room.
Absolutely.
1989. I was bold. I spoke my doctorate into existence.
There we go.
Wow.
At the age of 24.
Okay.
As a certified surgery assistant.
Law of attraction.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, it's amazing how God fulfills dreams and we don't fulfill them.
Thank you for saying that.
You know, God fulfills dreams. We don't fulfill them.
Yeah. I know, right? I know, right?
I feel like we're at church right now. I need to throw some Kirk Franklin, some stuff.
And, you know, and I tell people all the time, don't give me the kudos.
Right.
You know, but what I do say, I don't want no hand slap. Put some greenback in my lap.
Come on,
you know what I mean?
come on. I know, right?
I don't want no hand slap.
I'm writing that down.
So we over here smelling skunk.
I know, right?
Putting green back. There we go.
But check this out. But I'm giving God the praises.
Amen.
But I'm asking for my money from him.
But see, here's the thing, Doc. Before we start asking you a barrage of questions,
Yes.
my problem before I met you, okay, in a few months prior to, was I would always give and give and give, and someone would say, well, how much do I owe you? Oh, no, you don't owe me anything. Man, I've got a disconnect on my light bill. You know what I mean? So I should have been that person that said, no, man, you got to give me something. You
That's
know?
right. That's
or,
right.
Here's what I normally would charge.
Yeah.
If I make $175 an hour, then that's what I expect you to pay.
Well, God made me a beast.
There we go.
You know, God made me the beast.
Okay.
I didn't make myself.
Okay.
My mom, she did her job.
Okay.
She raised me to be the man that I have become. I didn't raise myself. I started at an early age because I had to start to work to help support the family. At the age of 14, I was picking up paper in the park. You can relate to that. This was way back in the 80s, 70s. And giving mama that big old check. And I asked her to give me what she thought I needed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So to realize that God gives you the willpower to do certain things, but we take it for granted.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But then when we take it for granted, God knock you down just to pick you right back up.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? So from 14 to 58 years old, I've been successful in all my endeavors.
And you know that's mind-blowing.
Yeah. And not saying I didn't fall. I fell, but I kept getting back up.
Wow.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Not saying that I didn't lose, but at the end of the day, loser quit, and quitters never. Oh, hold on. No, let's rephrase that.
I got you.
You know,
I got to know, right?
And put a skunk in it.
Yeah, put a skunk in it. Let's put a skunk in it.
Okay.
I didn't do all this by myself because I was failing. I started winning when I built a relationship with God. That's when I started winning. When I had the power in my hand, I always dropped the ball. But when I realized that God had all power in His hand, I started winning. So I just wanted to rephrase that because I was finna go like I did it. No, I didn't do it.
So you realize where your power came from.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's like the saying that like even when you fall, it's just a new opportunity to do your plan A.
How about that?
Yeah.
You get another opportunity.
Absolutely.
You just gotta retweak it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Try this
yeah.
way. Nope. Retweak it again. Nope. Okay. Cool. There it is.
There it is.
There it is.
Absolutely.
Thanks, God.
Wow. So, Doc, you're in Memphis. You're doing well with your surgical center. You're doing all of this, right? Through
Yes.
Christ, of course.
Through Christ.
And then you're at a crossroad in your life that I know, right? I don't know how deep you want to go, but right.
Y'all about to hit me with something.
Now you gotta pick up, man.
Yeah.
And leave all that behind. 750,000 here and $1 million plus here, 2 million there. I know, right? I know. Yeah, his story. He even has a one-man play that he kind of puts people back in line that have been broken.
Yeah.
How do you pick the pieces up?
I tell you again, and I have to rub it in, I don't mind. God give me the strength and the power. He give me the knowledge to be creative and bring all these things to fruition. God does it.
Okay.
It's amazing what He does. And it's amazing that I'm here to witness all of this, right?
Yeah.
And then talk about it.
Then talk about
You know, it's such a loving feeling to be in a relationship with somebody that you know that truly loves you. And you know, God gave all of us love. All of us love. So why we have to hate on one another and try to downplay one another? You have so many conniving people that don't want to see you successful. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
you know, and it's bad to say we divided enough, and I'm not going political, but it's always been division into African American people anyway. Really has, because you know what, Doc, you can reflect on this year. I come from the hood, the project.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Absolutely.
I'm not supposed to be where I am today, not coming from the hood.
No, sir.
No, I'm not supposed to be running 2 urgent care clinics and a surgery center, a behavior clinic.
I'm about to run up out of here, bro.
And coming from the hood.
Seriously.
No, I'm not supposed to be where I am if the critics say so.
So you adopted the I don't care. You had to.
I did. I adopted that. I'm doing me.
Come on.
And I'm not going to try to do you. You know what I'm saying? Because I worry about what you had to feel about me, I will continue losing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I have to do me and not worry about you. I mean, don't give me the kudos.
Yeah.
Let me continue praising God.
Absolutely.
And I will continue to be blessed.
Did you receive any pushback from any friends and family members?
I did.
How was that like?
I've been colluded against. I've been plotted before. There's a Caucasian got me in trouble with the law before.
Did you just say a Caucasian?
Yeah. So, you know, and it's because, you know, people don't want to see you successful.
For sure.
That's just the nature of life, you know. And I'm reluctant to, I say, put my faith in people because people fail you every time. Every time people fail you. Every time people fail you. And listen, and I don't screen people behavior for a reason. I screen them because it's necessary. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You don't want to wrench in the program.
No, that's what I'm saying. So, I mean, if it's necessary, then I have to screen them, right? Because you want to know who you're dealing with. Because people talk a mean game. But you know that diagnostic Dr. T is something serious, ain't it?
Yes, it
It'll
is.
tell her what we're dealing with.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know.
That's crazy.
I know.
Because like at the end of the day, we all have basic needs.
Right.
Food, water.
Right.
We all have dreams.
Yeah, that's
Right.
true.
Passions.
Right.
So why am I gonna fight you because you're doing something that's not even in my lane in the first place?
Absolutely.
So that doesn't make any sense.
And I was expecting you to rhyme with that, man. When you said people talk a mean game, I thought you were about to say, and they end up ashamed.
Well, you know what?
It ain't
Dealing
nothing.
with me, they come to shame when they deal with me. Because I sit back and I look and I listen. I listen very well. I don't speak, I don't talk until it's my turn.
That's a leader.
And I want to raise my hand when it's time for me to talk. You know what I mean? But I'm here to tell you, because when I come, I'm serving you notice. You best to know that. It ain't paper I'm serving. I'm serving you. I'm serving you notice. I'm letting you know that, bro, I already done picked you out. What I tell you when I met you, Dr. T, I had Dr. T, when I tell you, I said, I already done picked you out. I know we finna blow it up.
That's what he said. He said, baby, I read everything. You good. You good. I'm like, okay. But
Exactly.
It was such a time it was a pivotal time in my life because I was going through those 120 days of, oh dear God, what am I going to do now?
I know,
I'm sick
right?
and tired of being in this hotel. And then in walks someone who, how do you say it? He just, everything I dreamt about, everything I had written down, there. And I'm thinking, this can't, God, please, don't wake, somebody, don't pinch me, don't let me wake up and find out that this wasn't real.
Yeah, it's real. Trust me.
Yeah.
It's real. You've been anointed, and God connected us for a purpose.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
There's nothing like having like-minded, honest people together that has the very same agenda.
That's true.
Absolutely.
Success.
I told him,
You know?
just let me glean from you, sir. I don't want you to pay a bill. I don't want you to give me anything. Just the tools.
And the knowledge.
That's it.
Just like we were talking about in the beginning, because you just have the same mindset. We come from different experiences, different lifestyles, different experiences, but our end goal is similar.
That's it. That's it.
Similar.
That's it.
So it's gonna work out no matter what, because we're surrounded in our tribe.
I love it.
And we got nothing else to do but win.
Absolutely. When you can serve people with your gifts.
Yes.
Come on, bruh. Come
Yeah.
on. I mean,
They do.
man, when you can serve people with your gifts, think about that thing. if you're serving and you know that you are doing what he would have you to do, the money's gonna come.
Yeah, it's coming.
The influence and the affluence, it'll come. It's a law. It's a law.
I know a lot of people that open new businesses, and the first thing come to mind when they don't get the clientele built, oh my goodness, how I'm gonna make this rent next month.
Yep.
You know, that first thing come to mind because commercial building is very expensive.
Yeah.
So if you're running, especially LA, right? If you're running a business and you don't have a clientele already, a base already built, let me tell you what you're doing. You headed towards certain death.
Wow.
Yeah, honestly, you can't start a business without any finances. First of all, because between the day of opening, you need at least about 6 months to be established. I stayed in a hotel for 6 months when I first relocated out here. I didn't know anybody when I moved here in California. No, I didn't. I didn't know one person. I had a sister that lived here. That's the only person I knew, but I was reluctant to live with her. I stayed in a hotel and I didn't have to. You know why? God humbled me enough because people help you. They talk about you along the way.
They share your story with everybody.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. It can be your family. It can be your next door neighbor. It can be the one right next to you. That's what I'm saying. So, you know what? The battle, it wasn't mine. I gave it to God. Guess what? The storm was raging like crazy.
Man, come on.
But listen how I got through the storm. Let me tell you, it ain't hard.
Yeah.
Just don't stop in the middle. Roll with the storm. Guess what? At the end of the light, the tunnel, you'll see the light. And when you hit that finish line, don't give you the praises. Don't give you the credit. Give it to God. Say, oh Lord, I know what's coming next.
It's actually a greenback.
That's what don't stop again.
Wow. So Dr. Jamison, with everything you've got going, your production company, you just got on with, I think it's Jamie Foxx. Yeah.
Wait. Wait.
No.
So we're talking Wanda, right?
Yeah, the real Wanda.
Yeah.
We'll be talking after the show.
I want to say to you, sir, you truly are the epitome, and I don't want to use this term lightly. Niall said it best, the Renaissance man. For you to be able to say, it truly is him in me that gives me the authority to do and be and do everything that I'm doing. I thank you for not giving up. Thank you so very much for every tear that you cried, and I don't know how many you cried.
Oh my goodness.
But thank you so much, sir. Thank you for not being bitter in the storm.
Yeah.
And thank you for giving, because you're giving opportunities. I have an opportunity now to become wildly successful monetarily. Okay, I think you challenged me to $20,000 a day.
Yeah,
I did. So I got to make $20,000 a day because my mentor has shown up, and the student isn't ready until the teacher comes.
That's right.
God will always send people in your lives to bless you, to encourage you, to challenge you, to be open, honest, and sincere with you and tell you when you're getting out of line. He will always have people to hold your ladder.
Right.
And I am grateful. I'm so grateful. How can people keep up with you? I mean, how can they stay in contact? How can they see what you're doing, sir? And those parties, can I just mention the parties?
Yeah, the parties are
This man, he's not a promoter, but a producer. He has parties that, if you're old school, like, I know, right? I went to...
Niles and I are looking at each other like, what? Like Dr. T.
I know, right? I went to a party, man, bro. Oh my God! I had been singing.
We'll talk about this after the show.
We'll
talk about this after the show.
But how can they stay abreast with you, good man?
Hey, just go to my website, meetrobertljamison.com.
I love it.
There we go.
That's it. Meet the man. Meet Robert L. Jamison with the Jamison, not the E. But if you Google, you'll find me. It's like a 7-page resume.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And that's not boasting.
No.
That's boasting in him.
Yeah.
How about that? That's the difference, right?
Yeah.
That is such confidence.
Yeah, and I was wondering why I started smelling money when it walked in. I'm like, it's smelling greenish in here.
I tell people all the time, money don't make me, I make it.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
true.
Because if I had to get up out of the bed, the money better start falling out of the ceiling, and I won't get up and going.
I think we gotta close on that. Money don't make me, I make it.
Hey guys, don't forget we are interactive here at the station. We're at 323-203-0815. Make a note of that number. We want you to be interactive with us. Again, the number 323-203-0815. We can't get your calls today, but we definitely can on next Wednesday, same time, same station.
Same place.
I know, right? Don't forget to follow us at all social medias at Dr. Tongie Show. How can they follow you, Niles?
At Niles.Finkley on Instagram. That's NYLES.FINKLEE. Now go out there and smell a skunk.
KJ, how can they stay interactive with you?
VKJ Powell, KJ Powell _99, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok.
Oh, wow.
Oh, TikTok. You on TikTok now.
Oh.
One more thing.
Yes, sir.
One more thing. If anybody want to attend my meet and greet and go to live taping, it was Jamie Foxx's new TV show, hit Dr. T up or call me directly at 213-258-5112, and I will put you on my guest list. But you have to meet and greet with me first to go to the taping.
I love it.
Starting with me.
I love it.
Can you repeat that number for me one more time?
213-258-5112. And my guest list is already 65 strong.
Oh, I love that. Wow. This has been our show, guys. We love you.
So awesome,
Please
man. Yeah,
stop.
thank you.
Know that you're loved. We love you, love you, love you. Thank you for joining, and we will see you again. Bye.
Amen.
Amen.
Peace out.
Man, that was awesome. That was awesome.
Nice, brother. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
I auditioned for the show last week.
Jamie Foxx new show?
The new show.
Yeah.
That's why I was like freaking out. I'm
I know,
like,
wait,
you're talking about this. Wait, I just went in for it.
Oh
Is
my
that right?
God.
Yeah.
I had an invitation to go in, but I wasn't auditioning for the show. But you know, I worked with Warner Brothers, Paramount,